Steve, my friend, he was dating a girl, barely legal, high school, her family, they welcomed him, open arms. He spent weekends at their place, ate their food, laughed with them. He told me about it, nonchalant. They're cool, man, real trusting. His words, a smirk played on his lips. Something wasn't right. I could feel it, a pit in my stomach. I knew Steve, a charmer, a manipulator. He got off on this stuff, the danger, the taboo. But this was different. This was a family. I should have said something, warned him, but I didn't. His business, his mess to clean up. He'd go over there on Fridays after school. Her parents, oblivious, thought he was a good influence. A nice boy. He played the part well, the dutiful boyfriend. Saturdays were for chores, yard work, fixing things. He'd catch the father's eye, a lingering look, a knowing smile. It started subtly. The father, he was a lonely man. I could see that now. Starved for attention, for connection. Steve provided that in the worst way possible. One Saturday it happened, in the basement, amongst the tools and the dust. A shared cigarette, a brush of hands. The father leaned in. Steve didn't resist. He never did. He kissed him back, hard, desperate. The air crackled with forbidden desire. It became their secret, their twisted game. They'd steal moments in the garage, in the backyard, while the family remained clueless. The guilt ate at Steve. I could see it. In the way he avoided my gaze, in the way he drank heavily, but he couldn't stop. He was addicted to the thrill, to the power. He had this family in his grasp, and he wasn't letting go. The mother, she started to notice, the way Steve looked at her husband, the stolen glances, the knowing smiles. She didn't say anything, not yet. The mother's gaze. She started dressing differently, more revealing. She'd find excuses to be near Steve, to brush up against him. He noticed. Of course he did. One night he confessed, told her about the father. Her eyes widened. Not in shock, but in excitement. She wanted in on the game. It became a competition for Steve's attention, for his affection. The mother and the father pitted against each other by their own son's lover. Late night visits. Steve started staying over more, sleeping in the guest room. But he wasn't alone. The mother would sneak in, night after night. Their encounters were passionate, desperate, fueled by guilt and lust. Steve was in too deep, drowning in a sea of his own making. The brother, he was the only one who suspected. He was quiet, observant. He saw the way Steve looked at his family, the hunger in his eyes. A brother's curiosity. He started following Steve, watching him. He saw the stolen kisses with his father, the late-night rendezvous with his mother. He felt sick, betrayed, but also, strangely, intrigued. He confronted Steve, not with anger, but with curiosity. He wanted to understand. He wanted to be a part of it. Steve, he saw an opportunity to draw the entire family into his web, to have complete control. He seduced the brother, just like the others. Shared secrets. The family was now bound together by their shared secret, by their shared shame. They were prisoners in their own home, with Steve as their warden. He reveled in it, the power, the control. He had everything he ever wanted. A family, twisted and broken, but his, it couldn't last. It wouldn't last. Secrets have a way of coming out, and when they do, they explode. The unveiling. It was the brother who broke. He confessed to his sister, told her everything about Steve, about their parents, about himself. She didn't believe him at first, thought he was crazy. But then she saw it. The way Steve looked at her. The same hunger he had for her family. She confronted him, screamed at him. He didn't deny it, he smirked. He enjoyed the pain, the chaos. He had created this. Reflections on madness. The family imploded, the parents divorced, the brother ran away. The sister, she was left to pick up the pieces. Steve, he disappeared, vanished into thin air. No one ever heard from him again. Good riddance. I think about that family sometimes, the damage Steve inflicted, the scars he left behind. It's a reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface, of the monsters that walk among us.